What is happening with Arsenal at the minute? Why are we still having these conversations? Why are we still trying to figure out why we're not quite as good as we was last season or the season before? Why are we still having conversations about certain players? Why are we still having conversations about the manager? In this video, I'm going to tell you why. I'm going to give you my thoughts. I want to hear your guys' thoughts. I'm going to tell you what I've been able to find out. But before we get into the video, if you could do me a very quick favor, please just hit like on this video. So, look, there's so much to speak about and break down. I've got some talking points that I want to go through with you guys, tell you exactly what I think's happening at Arsenal at the minute. But first of all, I just want to ask your opinion. Where are you at with Arsenal? What are your thoughts? Not only on the game, but where Arsenal are as a club, as a team, with these players, with a manager. Honestly, I want to hear people's thoughts to see where they're at. So let me know in the comments section. Look, first of all, there's a lot of people taking aim at Mikel Arteta, which is understandable, by the way. When you're the manager, you are always going to be responsible for the outcome of what happens. That's just the way life works. If you're the manager, you are held responsible. But at the same time, we can't not blame these players as well. Like, we can't just lay it all at the feet of the manager. Because if we're being honest, Arteta should have won that game undoubtedly, right? But at the same time, the players should have won that game. You can't pretend we didn't have the opportunity to win that game. Like, there was the Partey chance. There was a Gabriel Jesus chance. There was more than enough chances for Arsenal to put that game to bed. So I understand Arteta will ultimately get the blame that Arsenal lost. But let's, at the same time, not pretend that he didn't put a game plan together that was good enough to get the win. We dominated that game. Arsenal had more than enough possession. Arsenal had more than enough chances. But on the night, it didn't happen. So do I blame the manager? He holds responsibility, yes. Do I hold the players? Yes, they also hold responsibility. And this whole looking for someone to blame thing, you guys know I don't necessarily like doing that. I don't like looking for someone to blame. I look for reasons for how we can move forward. But I understand there's frustrations growing in the fan base, and that's just one of the things that I wanted to speak about and get your guys' thoughts on. Is the league done? That's the next question I'm asking you guys. Is the Premier League done? Can we no longer win it? It's hard to say. I've always said for the past 2 months, it's difficult. We're leaving ourselves in a difficult position. We've had a few good wins recently, which definitely help us. But this is just another results that make it more difficult. Like, I made a video, when was it? A month ago, saying we're going through a 9-game period that will define our season. Like, if we don't get loads of points from these next 9 games, then we can basically say the season's over. There was Liverpool, they had 6 games in the 9-game period, where I was thinking they will be able to drop points in this 9-game period. Arsenal had 3. And if you remember, I detailed Fulham as one of the ones where I could see us dropping points. And that's exactly how it played out. It shouldn't have happened. So am I saying this is 100% Arsenal can't win the league because of this result? I will say no. And some people might say you're crazy, and that's absolutely okay. It's just my opinion. Again, I will say it's very difficult. But the league isn't done because we drew away at Fulham. Liverpool still have to play Fulham. Man City still have to play Fulham. It's even more frustrating for Arsenal fans, the fact that Man City keep losing. Like, when we was challenging Man City last season, the season before, they didn't drop this many points. If we was playing as good as we was last season and Man City was dropping all these points, then we would have won the league. It's just so frustrating that it's Liverpool going through that good run of form and Man City keep dropping all these points, and Arsenal are dropping points against teams that people thought we wouldn't. Now, we did actually drop points. It might have even been home and away last season against Fulham. So it's a game that you look at and say you expect to win, but it's not the worst result in the world. And I know people don't want to hear that, but I'm just telling you what I feel. Yes, it's difficult for Arsenal to win the league, but it's not impossible. I want to hear your guys' thoughts on it. Like I said, we don't need to focus on the league anyway. We can't keep making these videos about can we still win the league. Like, we just need to find our form. That's all I'm asking. Arsenal, please, just find some form. Give us a 5-game period where you just go out there and put on some convincing performances. Show us some of the form we saw last season. Why has there been a drop-off? It's hard to explain. Is it personnel? I mean, if you're looking at the team from yesterday, like, there was so many things that happened where in hindsight you're looking back at it and thinking, why have we made that choice? Like, you look at the defence, okay? We know we've got no Gabriel. We've got no Big Benny Blanks. Timber was so good at right back. He helped link up with Odegaard and Saka on that right-hand side to make that right-hand side so effective. But all of a sudden, you're dropping him to left back to then play Thomas Partey in at right back. So you're dropping your best midfielder to play right back when you've already got... I just couldn't understand that decision. Like, at the time, I thought, okay, well, Partey can do a good job at right back and Yuri and Timber can do a good job at left back. But when you don't get the result, it's easy to look back on it and say, well, you got your best central midfielder playing right back. You got your best right back playing left back. You've chopped and changed too many things. You should have just played Yuri and Timber right back and then brought in someone else at left back. Lewis Skelly's injured. Whoever was available, there would have been someone to put in that position. Then you're only weakening one area of the pitch instead of two. Like, it was clear the defence was weaker when we played Fulham yesterday. It was clear the midfield was weaker because we didn't have Thomas Partey in it. Yes, he was playing that right back role, so he was able to drift into the central areas, but it's not the same. He always will have in the back of his mind that he has so much more defensive responsibilities. Like, he can't just play that central midfield role as freely as he would like if he was playing in that number 6 position. And it's two areas of the pitch that we definitely saw was weaker for it. So if people want to blame Mikel Arteta for that, then I understand that. Because to me, now looking back on it, it was silly. We shouldn't have been doing that. Change one position, leave Yuri and Timber at right back, leave Thomas Partey in midfield. But no, you've weakened two positions and it showed in the night. What was missing from that game? It was just that attacking, whatever it was. Like, the attacking was lacking. That was a lacking attack yesterday. We saw Bukayo Saka was like the only forward guy in terms of the front three, Trossard or Martinelli or Havertz or Saka. Like, he was the only one who was able to come up with moments that made you feel like we had a chance. Like, Saka was always beating his fullback. Saka was always being the guy where if something looked like it was going to happen, then it was no doubt going to come from Bukayo Saka because Trossard wasn't going to do it. Havertz wasn't going to do it. Like, that was one of the worst performances I've seen for Havertz. Havertz is a player we've praised so much on this channel. A player I've admitted that I was wrong about because he puts in performances at times where you're looking and you're thinking, I didn't know you had that in the locker. But there are times where you will watch a performance and you'll say, he isn't a number. Not like you can see in every game, he's not going to be what you need him to be. A good player. Undoubtedly, I would still have him in the team and the squad. But he's not the answer if you want to go on and win the Premier League and Champions League. Maybe he can be if everyone else is playing their part. But it was just one of them games where everyone wasn't playing their part. Maybe we wasn't set up in a position or in a way for everyone to play their part. And that's the frustration. I don't know. Let me know what you think was missing from that performance. Was it just the attack? Was it the midfield or was it the defence? Like I said, I think it's a combination of all three of them. The defence was weaker, the midfield was weaker, and then the attack wasn't quite at its potent best. So if you add all those three together, then it's easy to see how you're going to drop points against a team like Fulham, who this season are playing very, very well. A team we should be beating, yes, but a team who have caused us problems in the past. Like I said, let me know your guys' thoughts on it. Next, I just want to go through like a quick play-by-play of some of the main talking points from the game, some things that I thought was worthy to mention and just kind of show you my thinking of when I'm watching a game. Look, we had the first 10 minutes and I think Arsenal dominated. I thought we was looking very, very comfortable. And if I'm being honest, we probably started faster than I imagined we would. Like, I just thought we looked very, very good. After that first 10 minutes, I was thinking, we're looking good here. It's not like how we started against United where we allowed the pressure to come onto us. Like, we went out there on the front foot and that's all you can ask for because we looked very, very good. But then you get the Jimenez goals. They hadn't had a sniff for the whole game. They get one opportunity and it was a very convincing finish. Could you blame Kivior for his positioning? Could you blame Yuri and Timber for his positioning? Look, yeah, because that's how the goal was scored. I don't think they done anything too unordinary, but when you watch the goal back, you see Timber maybe got caught slightly out of position. Kivior was the wrong side of the guy, and that's how the goal come about. I'm not putting the blame on them. I'm just saying when you look back at it, you can say like these two was probably caught in positions where they maybe shouldn't have been. And then something else I noticed again, which I've just spoke about, was Havertz's lack of movement. Like, so many people could say Havertz has got elite movement. He's always dragging players out. He's always making those runs. I didn't see it yesterday. I didn't see Havertz making those deadly runs to draw the players out. I didn't see him dropping in enough to get involved. Now, he was doing it, but it just wasn't that effective. And it's something I thought was definitely worth writing down. Jorginho, how many times did he pick out the wrong passes in the first half? Now, Jorginho might not have even been the worst player on the pitch. He was certainly one of them, in my opinion. Probably the bottom three. But again, like Jorginho picking the wrong passes. If we're being honest, look, I like Jorginho. You guys like Jorginho. If we want to take the step to the next level, Jorginho can't be in our starting 11. That sounds harsh. Some people won't like me saying that. But if you want to compete with a Man City, a Liverpool, and in Champions League, Bayern Munich, Real Madrid, you're not going to be able to start with a player like Jorginho in your starting 11. That's just the truth of it. He's brilliant to have around the squad. He's brilliant to have in the dressing room, but he's not at the level you need to really kick on and take that next step. After that, we had the Rice chance with a Saka cross, and it's just another chance where you're looking at and you're thinking that chance should have gone in. I'll tell you what did make me laugh. The Bassi, he delayed the restart, and I was thinking, well, he should be booking him here then, because it was the exact same ref that sent Declan Rice off for delaying the restart. So again, it just shows the lack of consistency. Look, it wouldn't have changed the game in the end anyway, in the slightest, but I just thought that was it amusing, or it was just like, what are you guys doing? It's the same referee that sent Declan Rice off, and he didn't want to pull up someone for delaying a restart. I think he did later in the game, but it's just, yeah, they pick and choose when they want to do it, which makes me laugh. Half time, we've had a couple of chances, but we need to improve in all areas. Defensively, we weren't that great. Was it because of the personnel? Midfield, we was okay. We was dominating most of the game, but again, I just felt like something was missing. That spark was missing in this game. And then after half time, you have that Saliba goal, and then you're thinking, right, there's plenty of time to still go on and win this game. It was a tight offside call. We got it in the end. And at that point, I'm thinking, I expect Arsenal to come back. And then we had the free header. The Partey header is a mad miss. Like, that is a goal you should be scoring. Like, Thomas Partey, he's done it twice in the last two games. He gets himself in such a good position from a corner, but I don't know if he just shuts his eyes, but he doesn't, like, he's not able to hit the target from those corners. Two great chances he's had recently, and if we're being honest, he should have scored both. So that is a massive turning point in the game, the fact that Thomas Partey misses that. And again, I just made another note on Jorginho, and again, I don't want this to seem like I'm just coming at Jorginho saying he's the reason we lost, but it's just something I noticed. The Jorginho speed on the Pereira break, like, Pereira was able to just collect the ball and just sprint and curve his run, because he knows Jorginho's not going to be able to catch him. And that's just like another weakness that I saw in this Arsenal team. You need to have more legs in that midfield, because it might have led to a chance that Fulham could have scored. And then again, it's a totally different game, and we actually could go on to lose the game. But we did, again, after that, we had the Gabriel Jesus chance. This one for me is probably the most frustrating, because the ball gets played over the top, and it's like Gabriel Jesus is just committed to not challenging for the ball. Like, why are you not going for that ball? Does he expect the keeper to come out? Does he expect someone else to be there? I don't really understand why he's not gone for that. Gabriel Jesus is many things, but something he's not is like someone who doesn't work, someone who doesn't go for the ball, someone who's not hungry. You know, he has that South American hunger that so many of us love to watch. But in that moment, he decided to just turn it off. Like, he didn't want to go for that ball. If he tries to go for that ball, 100% he gets there before the keeper, because he's closer. All he has to do is just commit to going for that ball. And I like, the ball's so close to him that it's hard for me to try and understand why he didn't go for the ball in that moment. Did he get a call from someone? It's like he just froze. Like, if Arsenal was going to go on to win the game, I thought that would have been the chance. But then we get the goal, and I can't tell you how crazy, because it's like, how many times last season did we like see a game, or was we playing a game where we was thinking, I can't really see us getting a result here, and in like the 85th to 90th minute, we go on and score an important goal, and you're thinking, yes, everything's coming together. We haven't seen that enough this season. If a game's looking like we might not win it, we've just gone on to not win it. That's just the way it's gone. And this one could have been the change. When you get that Martinelli goal, I'm thinking, yes, finally, We're able to grind out results when it's looking like we're not going to be able to get 3 points from this game. It's looking like a certain draw. We haven't got the creativity. We're not coming up with the moments needed to win the game. But then you get it and you celebrate because you think you've scored. The flag's kept down. You're thinking, yes, it's onside. I mean, me and my son were celebrating. I was thinking, please just don't be offside. Don't be offside. And then the flash come up of the Martinelli. And I was thinking, he's offside. I can't believe he's not checked his line there. It's not like he was sprinting and he just got played the ball slightly too late. It's one of the ones where he should have been onside. Like, he just should have been onside for that moment. And there's discussion out there now with people saying, Martinelli, we've gave you chances. Martinelli, how many times do we need to hope that it might come good for you? Because it's just not at the moment. I'm not ready to have that conversation yet. I still love and want Martinelli to do well. But I understand why people are getting frustrated with him. I understand why people are saying this guy is past. He's past it. Like, he's not going to be able to bring it back. I'm not ready to admit that yet. But I can understand the frustration around Gabriel Martinelli. Look, those are the main talking points about the game. Arsenal drew it. Again, I can't add anything else. I've said it's going to be difficult to win the league. I think at this point, again, we just need to keep concentrating on winning the next game. And we're in that awful position that I hate to be in, where it's just like, I hope Man City keep dropping points. I hope Chelsea start dropping points. I hope Liverpool start dropping points. Liverpool away at Goodison Park, it was going to be a difficult game for them. I would have liked to see that game. It would have been the perfect chance for us to put some pressure on by gaining 3 points and saying, look, points on the board are most important at this time. And you've still got to play that game at Goodison Park. Just put it in their heads a bit and say, look, you have to win that game. Otherwise, you leave yourself in a precarious position. Arsenal wasn't able to capitalise. And will that affect our title chances? Will that affect our next few games? I don't know. I don't know what the answer is anymore. I'm tired of just having hope in thinking, right, things are going to get better at some point. I don't know if they are at this point. Again, all I can keep doing is hoping. Let me know your thoughts on everything you've heard in this video. What are your thoughts on the game? What are your thoughts on Arteta? What are your thoughts on the performances? Thanks so much to everyone for watching and listening. Before you go, like I said, if you could do me a very quick favour and just hit like and subscribe, and I'll speak to you all in tomorrow's video. Gooners, have a good day.